Hello, fellow gardeners. Welcome back to Smart Garden. Think your backyard is just for relaxing? Think again. What if I told you there are incredible food sources hiding right outside your door, ready to sustain you when times get tough? These aren't exotic plants requiring special seeds. They're thriving in your yard right now, probably unnoticed. Let's unlock your backyard's hidden potential for real self-sufficiency. The backyard bounty. Why traditional gardening isn't enough. Most of us approach self-sufficiency through elaborate gardens with raised beds and careful planning. While valuable, this is only half the story. The shocking truth is we're stepping over nature's most nutritious offerings without recognizing them. Your backyard is packed with edible resources requiring no seeds, fertilizer, or maintenance. What most people call weeds, experienced foragers recognize as superfoods. Understanding these 7 overlooked sources transforms your relationship with your land entirely. Beyond the garden bed, green treasures in plain sight. Dandelion, the nutritional powerhouse. If you've looked at your lawn with frustration over dandelions, it's time to change perspective completely. This entire plant is edible from root to flower, making it one of the most versatile backyard foods. Young leaves contain more vitamins and minerals than spinach, packed with vitamins A, C, and K, plus calcium and iron. Young leaves are best eaten raw in salads for their mild, slightly bitter flavor. Mature leaves can be blanched and sautéed with garlic and olive oil. Bright yellow flower petals make excellent salad additions or can create dandelion wine and fritters. Roasted, dried roots become a caffeine-free coffee substitute that's remarkably similar to traditional coffee. Instead of fighting these plants, consider them one of your most valuable crops. Purslane, the succulent superfood. Purslane is nature's best-kept secret and thrives in conditions where other plants struggle. What makes it extraordinary is its omega-3 fatty acid content, more than any other leafy vegetable. The leaves, stems, and flower buds are entirely edible with a delightfully sour lemony flavor. Raw purslane is fantastic in salads, sandwiches, and pesto. When cooked, it becomes gelatinous, excellent for thickening soups and stews. It can also be lightly sautéed or pickled. Rather than weeding it out, let it flourish and enjoy regular harvests throughout the growing season. Plantain is a low-growing plant that's often dismissed as just another lawn weed, but, this plant has actually been used medicinally for thousands of years. The young, tender leaves have a pretty mild flavor. When eaten raw, though, honestly, they're better appreciated when cooked. Older leaves really shine in stews and make a nutritious cooked green side dish. Beyond the kitchen, if you crush fresh plantain leaves, they make an effective poultice for things like insect bites, stings, and even minor cuts. So, when you spot plantain in your landscape, you're not just looking at a regular food source, you're seeing an emergency medicinal resource, too. Many backyards actually border wooded areas or have wild berry bushes thriving right at the property edges. Blackberries and elderberries, for example, are nutritional powerhouses, packed with antioxidants and vitamins. Still, it's super important to be cautious. Many wild berries have poisonous lookalikes that can cause some serious illness. It's a really good idea to invest some time in learning local berry species, maybe using field guides or joining local foraging groups. Start by identifying just 1 or 2 species with absolute confidence. Wild berries are often more flavorful and nutrient-dense than the cultivated varieties, so they're definitely worth the effort of careful identification. Acorns from many oak species are actually a significant food source that's often overlooked. Believe it or not, your ancestors consumed acorns regularly, and with the right processing, they can help feed your family through tough seasons. The main issue is that acorns contain tannins, which make them extremely bitter. But the processing method is pretty straightforward, even if it's a bit labor-intensive. After collecting and shelling, you chop the nut meat and start leaching out the tannins by repeatedly boiling and soaking. You'll need to change the water regularly until it runs clear and the taste is no longer bitter. This usually takes several weeks. Once processed, the nut meat can be dried and ground into flour for baking, or even roasted as a nut snack. Pine needles are like this hidden gem that most folks never even think about. Certain pine species, especially the eastern white pine, have these super nutritious needles that are just loaded with vitamin C, But hey, make sure to research your local varieties carefully, since some might have specific things to consider. Now, making pine needle tea is, honestly, incredibly simple. Just steep fresh or dried needles in hot water, and you've got yourself a fragrant, refreshing beverage. The vitamin C content in this tea made it a traditional remedy for preventing scurvy. All you really need is proper species identification and some basic brewing knowledge, and you're good to go. Clover is one of those plants that's so common, we've kind of trained ourselves not to notice it. But, believe it or not, this little plant is packed with protein and nutrients that can rival even cultivated crops. The leaves and flower heads are entirely edible, offering a mild, slightly sweet flavor. So, your lawn isn't just empty space, it's actually a food production system. You can add raw clover leaves to salads without any preparation beyond a good wash. And those beautiful flower heads? They make a delicate tea that's both nutritious and subtly sweet, because clover is nitrogen-fixing. Letting it flourish can actually improve your soil. Instead of fighting it with herbicides, why not integrate it into your lawn management? Harvest it regularly while you're building soil health. Nettles, nature's mineral-rich superfood. Stinging nettle appears in many yards, and while raw contact causes an uncomfortable sting, cooking completely eliminates this issue. Once prepared, nettles are extraordinarily nutritious, containing more minerals than almost any other plant out there. It's important to wear gloves and long sleeves when harvesting. The stinging hairs are neutralized through cooking. Boiling or steaming briefly is sufficient. Nettles transform into a spinach-like green that's delicious in soups, stews, and herbal teas. Nettle tea is valued for its mineral content and traditional health support. Many experienced foragers consider nettles one of the most valuable wild foods you can find. Chickweed, the mild-flavored green. Chickweed offers tender, mild-flavored eating and is perfect for people who are new to foraging. The entire above-ground plant, leaves, stems, and those little white flowers, is edible and nutritious. Unlike some forage greens that require cooking, chickweed is genuinely pleasant eaten raw, making it incredibly user-friendly. This plant is best enjoyed fresh in salads or as an attractive garnish. It can also be lightly cooked or steeped into a gentle herbal tea. Chickweed is so mild, it's honestly an excellent introduction to wild greens for anyone who might feel a little intimidated by foraging. From knowledge to implementation, understanding these overlooked sources is only the beginning. True resilience comes from integrating knowledge into your daily life. Start by identifying just one or two species thriving in your region and climate. Become absolutely confident in their identification before expanding your efforts. Visit local libraries for field guides, join foraging groups, or take classes from experienced foragers. Essential safety practices should become automatic habits. Never forage in areas treated with pesticides, herbicides, or chemical fertilizers, and definitely avoid roadsides where vehicle emissions concentrate. When identification uncertainty exists, just leave it out. This is smart risk management that keeps you and your family safe. As you develop confidence, you'll start to see your property differently. That messy lawn becomes a food production system. Wild edges reveal themselves as reliable resources. Your journey starts now. These overlooked food sources represent genuine opportunity for increased self-sufficiency. They thrive in conditions that confound conventional gardens, require no maintenance, and have sustained human populations for millennia. Begin exploring your local environment this week. Identify one plant, research it thoroughly, then responsibly harvest and prepare it. Experience the connection to nature that comes from feeding yourself through your own knowledge and effort. If you found this valuable, please subscribe to Smart Garden for more practical information on self-sufficiency and homesteading. Share this with friends and family who care about building resilience and independence. Together, we're creating communities of empowered gardeners and foragers. Thank you for joining me on this journey toward genuine self-sufficiency.